There are only two types of investors. I'm neither. Hello guys, I think there are only two real types of investors: the lazy investor and the active trader. Everyone falls into one of these two categories except me, because what I do doesn't really fit into either one. It actually borrows from both, and at the same time, it insults both. Let me explain. Let's start with the lazy investor. I say lazy with full respect, because honestly, this might be the smartest investing strategy that exists. The lazy investor buys index funds, ETFs, WU, S&P 500, and then they wait. They simply wait for years, decades, sometimes for their entire life. They don't check the app every day, they don't panic during crashes, they don't try to time anything, they just keep buying. Same amount, same schedule, everything single month. No matter what the news says, no matter what's trending, no matter how scary the headlines look, and historically, this strategy wins. It beats most professional fund managers, it beats most active traders, and it beats almost everyone who thinks they're smarter than the market. The lazy investor isn't lazy because they don't care. They're lazy because they accepted something most people can't accept. They don't need to be smart, they just need to be patient. Now, let's talk about the active trader. This is the complete opposite mindset. The active trader believes markets can be beaten. They research individual companies, they time entries and exits, they watch charts, they follow news in real time, and they take positions other people are too scared to take. And when it works, it really works. Active traders catch the 10x stocks years before everyone else. They get out before the crash, everyone else gets caught in. They turn small amounts of money into life-changing amounts, but here's the part nobody likes to mention. Every active trader who wins big, there are far more who don't. Most active traders underperform the lazy investor over time. Higher risk, higher stress, higher chance of blowing up your account, chasing a trade that felt right. The active trader isn't wrong for trying, they're just playing a much harder game than they usually admit. So here's the problem. The lazy investor is safe, but kind of boring. There is no excitement, no story, no connection to what you actually own. You just buy a number going up, hopefully, eventually. But the active trader is exciting, but exhausting. Constant decisions, constant risk, constant pressure to be right. One path protects your money but disconnects you from it. The other connects you to it but constantly threatens it. I didn't want either one completely, so I built something else. This is where wipe trading comes in. And here's the important part. Wipe trading combines elements of both, but it also opposes both at the same time. Let me show you exactly how. From the lazy investor, I take consistency. I invest the same amount every single month, no matter what the market is doing. No timing, no waiting for the right moment. I hold positions for the long term. I don't panic sell every red day. From the active trader, I take individual stock picking. I don't just buy the whole market and disappear. I choose specific companies. I follow the news. I react to what's happening. I take real risk on individual names. So far, that sounds like best of both worlds, right? Here's where it gets interesting. Vibe trading also rejects the core belief of each category. The lazy investor believes emotion has no place in investing. Only logic, only data, only the long-term average. Vibe trading says that's not actually true for any human being. Pretending you're a robot doesn't make you one. I let emotion and curiosity guide which companies I pick. I'm not ashamed of that. I built a whole brand on it. The active trader believes you need a system, a strategy, technical analysis, charts, patterns, precision. Vibe trading says most of the precision is an illusion anyway. Nobody actually predicts markets reliably, so instead of pretending I have a system, I'm honest that half my decisions come from a feeling, a story, a vibe. So, vibe trading takes the discipline of the lazy investor without the emotional denial, and it takes the stock picking excitement of the active trader without pretending there's a real science behind it. It sits in a category by itself. Not safer than the lazy investor, not as calculated as the active trader, just more honest than both. So, if you're trying to figure out which type of investor you are, maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, are you willing to admit that some of your decisions are emotional? Are you willing to stay consistent even when you are 100% sure that you're not right or right? That's vibe trading. Not lazy, not purely active, just honest about what investing actually is for most people. This is a journey: $500 every month, real stock picks, real emotion, real consistency, road to 1 million. If this framework made sense to you, subscribe and let me know in the comments. Are you a lazy investor, an active trader, or is your vibe somewhere in between? See you in the next one.